guys, welcome back to the Takara and Zahara channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about things I wish I knew before becoming a mom. I've been so ready to talk about this stuff and like give you guys like some little warnings basically before becoming a mom, especially if you're about to be a first-time mom. These are just things that I wish I knew that somebody would have told me, gave me a little bit of advice, gave me some warnings on before I became a mom, or before it became like shocking to me. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing in today's video. Zahara is not in today's video because this is more of just like a mommy chat video today, and I want to do more of these like kind of like mommy tips and tricks, mommy chats, you know, just like womanly talk and things of that sort on this channel as well. So if you guys are interested in seeing that, then definitely make sure to give this video a thumbs up. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into these things that I wish I knew before becoming a mom. I actually have a list right here, so we're just gonna go ahead and jump into it. Thing number one, I feel like I'm saying like thing number one, like what's that Christmas movie, The Grinch, when there was like thing one, thing two? Was that The Grinch? I think it was. The first thing I wish somebody would have told me, which I kind of knew but then I kind of didn't, was that you're really gonna grieve your old life really hard. I grieve my old life really hard, specifically because before I found out I was pregnant, I actually was living in California. I had just moved to California and then I came back here, kind of like rekindled a old relationship that I should have I'm not gonna say that. I rekindled an old relationship, and I ended up getting pregnant during the time that like my grandmother passed, and like my grandmother got sick, so I came back here, rekindled that relationship, ended up getting pregnant, yada yada. You guys know the whole ordeal. We'll go into another video on that. But I had just kind of like finally like moved to like the dream place that I wanted to live, and like I was meeting new friends. I basically was like starting a new life, and then like to come back and like get pregnant and not have that life anymore, like just starting to like get that life, finally like grasping it with my hands, and then coming back to like isolation mode with a child, really I feel like made me grieve even harder. Yes, you will grieve your old life, especially if you're somebody who was like just like you're single. You know how single people are, we're just kind of like going with the wind. It can really make you grieve your life if you're somebody who likes to like travel and things of that sort. So definitely keep that in mind. Parenting and like motherhood, especially because I'm a single mother, it can be very isolating, it can be very lonely. And it can, I'm not even gonna lie, like my daughter is very entertaining, but sometimes it can be, we do as a mother and as a parent, when you're doing this 24/7, it's very mundane. Like it can be very boring. Like we do a lot of boring tasks. There's nothing like super excited about it, except when your child's doing stuff exciting. Not saying that my child is boring, because I love my daughter. She's very entertaining and funny, my daughter specifically, and we have a lot of fun together. But the tasks that are boring is like changing diapers, feedings, and stuff like that. Stuff can be very isolating and very boring. It just is what it is. But I wish somebody would have told me. My mom kind of told me, she was like, you know, your life's gonna be over. Like they used to drill that into my head. I don't believe that your life is over, but you do grieve the old life that you once had before you became a parent. Number two, something that I wish somebody would have told me, is that people stop caring about you. I feel like I was warned about this. I was warned about this, that people stop caring about you, but I kind of knew the identity crisis that comes with becoming a parent. Like I always said, I wanted to always make sure, even though I would become a parent, that I would always still have my own things outside of being a mom. Like I knew that was one thing, and I knew like the relationship thing too, like making sure you're still tending to your spouse after you get pregnant. So I kind of knew that, but one thing, but I think it hit me more when I realized that people would text me and they would only like ask me about my daughter, and they wouldn't really ask me about my mind and how I was doing. It was just really just only about my daughter. And then like I would make posts about my daughter, and people would like the post, and I don't really care about people really like liking on social media. I don't want to say that, But it was kind of like an eye-opener, like seeing like people only like posts with my daughter in it, and then they would like stop liking posts that I made about myself. And I'm like, why are you only liking the posts with me and my daughter, or just my daughter, but now you just completely don't like the post with me by myself? It's like, now it's like I don't even have the identity outside of being a mom. So it's like, I want people to like me for me, not just for me being a mom. So that was kind of like an eye-opener. It's like, dang, like people just totally stop caring about you. They only want to see your child once you have them. And I don't think that's, people purposely do that on purpose, or like, I don't know what that is. But yeah, people do stop people stop caring about you. It becomes more so about your child. Like, where's your child? Where's your child? Where's your child? I feel like that's in the beginning, but I mean, it still continues now to this day. But I don't mind it. I love my daughter. My daughter is precious, so I know people are going to gravitate to her a lot. I'm not one of those moms who's going to be like, I'm going to be hating on my daughter, like, because that's a big thing, especially within the black community, is like a lot of moms, black moms specifically, don't like their daughters. That's like a really thing. Or like jealous of their daughters or envious of their daughters. And I'm like, I would never be that parent, or like jealous of my kids at all in general. So that's a really big thing. But that's not how I look at it. It's just like having that big eye or like, yo, I'm still a person too. But another thing is, I've had to have a very strong mind and build myself back up because of the attention that my daughter does get now. Because this is another warning, a lot of people don't really care about mom's mental health. They only care about the child's. And I feel like the mom's mental health is important, because if mom's mental health isn't good, the kid's mental health isn't good at all. So it's like, I feel like people should check on moms more, but they don't, and that's just the reality of the situation. And that was like a big eye-opener that I had when I became a mother. So number 3 is maybe like a kind of like obvious one, but I don't know, maybe not. You sleep deprived. You're going to be sleep deprived, not just once you have your baby and after the newborn stage, for the rest of your life. You get used to it. My body has become immune to being sleep deprived now, but the energy, like my energy, I can tell has gotten lower since I've had a child. So now I have to find ways to regain that energy back, because I'm running after a kid, I'm running after a toddler, and there's just like a lot of overstimulation when you have a kid and like baby, and then to toddler stage, and then I don't know how the rest goes because I'm still at toddler stage, but I'm assuming for the rest of your life. I know my mom said she's still worried about us until we were older, like when we were out running the streets and stuff like that. She was like, I would worry about y'all, so I really still don't get no sleep. She said, I get sleep now that y'all are with me. So yeah, but she said it continues. But I agree, you probably won't get sleep for the rest of your life, but you will be very sleep deprived. The newborn stage whooped my butt, y'all. It broke me down, okay? I was like, I could never have twins and do the newborn stage with two babies. Like, I don't see how people do it. Like, to see myself ever having a kid again and having to go through the newborn stage, it humbled me and it broke me down, okay? It broke your girl down. I was just like, what is this? Like, but a lot of it had to do with sleep deprived, because I wasn't getting any sleep, so it was just making me super emotional. So yeah, it's very overstimulating. Number 4, the people did not warn me about, is that you will go through a lot of phases, and like once you get through one phase, like the newborn stage, there's the next phase in newborn stage, and then there's toddler stage, and then there's like a stage where like they sleep all day, and then when they're up all day, and then like there's different stages, like, and it's like once you get used to one stage, it's like once you get like in that routine of one stage, here comes another phase, here comes another stage, and it's like you're like on a roller coaster ride and having to keep up. Nobody warned me about this at all. So there's always different stages that you're gonna have to adjust to and like create new schedules, which was like a life-changing experience for me, because I'm like, what the heck? I'm so only used to like having to deal with my own schedule and like my own routine and like my own things. So dealing with that was very crazy, and nobody warned me about it. Number 5 things that I wish I knew before becoming a mom is that you're gonna get a lot of unsolicited advice. You're gonna get a lot of judgmental people. Let's just say that. There's gonna be a lot of judgmental people, a lot of unsolicited advice, and a lot of people thinking that you don't know your own child. Like, it actually shocked me. Like, one time I was like pushing my daughter on something, like a swing or something like that, and somebody was like, oh no, you're pushing her too. And I'm like, I know what my daughter likes. Like, I know how high my daughter likes to go. I know the boundary. I know, like, how high I shouldn't go, how low I should go. Like, I know how much, like, I'm like, this is my child. Like, we have like a sense, like, I have like this like mommy sense where like I know if I'm doing something that my child doesn't like, or like that's something that's unsafe, or like if she's swinging on the swing too high, like I'm gonna know. I know, like, based off like her facial expressions, if she's saying mommy stop, like her face will tell me if she's scared. Like, I'm her mom, like I know. And it's like a shocker that people think that you don't have that like sense with your child. Like, my child can even sense when something's wrong with me. Like, even when I'm not looking sad, when I'm not looking, like, she'll be like, Mom, what's wrong? Like, and she's like 2, and I'm like, what? Like, how? Or I could be thinking something and she'll be like, Mom, it's gonna be okay. And I'm like, bro, how are you in my head? Like, so it's like, you know your child, and for people to feel like that you don't know that is weird. I know there are some people that aren't mothers and fathers that aren't fit. I do believe that, and I feel like there are some people that, you know, when you're a first time mom, you might not know what you're doing, so people might want to help, or like, but I feel like when it comes to the things of I don't know, it's just some things where it's like, I know, I don't need you to tell me. Like, I think it's the part of them thinking that you don't know your own child. That's the part. But that was like a shocker to me, and that's something that I didn't know that happens a lot to moms. So yeah, just a little forewarning, you guys. That's something that I wish I would have known before becoming a mom. Number 6 is a huge one, and it's picking. I wish before becoming a mom, this is gonna sound cliche because you should have known to pick the right partner. But like, not just picking the right partner. I wish I was more, it's common sense to pick the right partner. Like, my mom always, of course, wanted me to pick the right partner. But my mom, because my mom was a teen mom, and she was like a single mom, and she was a teen mom, she always drilled into our heads, don't have a baby, don't have a kid at a young age, because you won't get to experience your younger years. So I passed that part. I was like, okay, check. My mom always told me, don't have a baby at 17, or like when you're young, or in your 20s, like enjoy your young lives, like have a baby at the right age. So I'm like, check, I marked that off. Like, I didn't have my child until I was 29, 28, 29. She always made sure to make sure you have money and stuff like that. So my thing was, I was like, okay, I don't want to have a baby, I don't want to have a kid until I'm established, like in my career, like you know what I mean, I get through my entrepreneur stuff, and I get out of this phase of like making the sacrifices within my entrepreneurship career, doing what I do, content creation and stuff, and marketing. So it's like, that's one thing that I wish I would have known more, is like having more discernment. And as much as I thought I had discernment when it came to picking the right partner, I didn't, and that sucks. And I always felt like I failed in that sense, because I'm like, I thought I was doing it right. I always wanted to do it the right way, and I grew up without my dad and stuff like that. So I was like, I'm gonna pick the right person, because like, I don't want to be the girl that ends up still picking somebody that's like her dad and stuff like that. And it's like, I completely like still didn't like have the discernment that I thought I did. Like, my advice would be to, you really want to pick somebody who is understanding and just as selfless as you are, and you'll be able to pick up on those things. I feel like you'll be able to pick up on those things. You have to spend more time with them. I picked up on it once I started living with my person. I just realized like they weren't as selfless as me. And I feel like I waited so long to have a kid because I'm like, I know parenting literally changes your life tremendously, and I know that you have to put it first. So my advice is, find somebody who is just as selfless, somebody who is going to put the family and the kid first. You have to find someone who's going to put parenting over everything else, like, and who's going to put family over everything else. You just make sure you're not picking somebody who is, I don't know how you can have this type of discernment, but make sure that person will not be willing to just like abandon you for things like drugs, parties, like stuff that doesn't matter. Like, make sure that person is like, wants you to reach your highest self and doesn't want to like you not to achieve your goals. Because when you don't pick the right partner, like, it can hold you back in so many different ways. Like, it makes it harder for you to get where you were trying to go when you don't pick somebody who wants to see you become your highest form of self. Like, because raising a kid alone is extremely hard. So you just need to make sure you're picking somebody who doesn't want to leave you in like poverty, doesn't want to not see you achieve your goals, doesn't want to hold you back, doesn't want to like not see you be happy. Like, you have to pick somebody who wants to like see you flourish while being a parent. And I love seeing so many people like get into these like relationships or like partnerships where they have a kid and they're like flourishing, and like you see the women flourishing. Like, so you, and just the men as well, like you want to pick just trustworthy partners and people who are gonna put the family and the why behind what, like why you started a family first above all things. Like, I feel like I wasn't warned. Like, there are men out there who will literally get you pregnant for their own personal agendas, their own personal reasons. You have to pick somebody who's not like trying to come into your world and like cause destruction because they see things going good for you, and it's like they want to hold you back. They know, oh, having a kid or like being a single mother is going to be harder for you to date, and I just want to make you my property, and like I want to tag you and then keep it pushing, like, and then nobody will want you. Or, oh no, you're not gonna like go do your career, you have the balls to like try to like go start your career, and like you feel like you don't need me, and like, oh, you think you're gonna go be happy and live your best life, I'm gonna give you a baby and then I'm gonna leave. Like, you have to make sure you're not picking people who are, pick somebody who's trying to like humble you. You want to pick somebody who wants to see you flourish with a kid. Like, this is like a beautiful gift. You don't want somebody to see you like having a kid and like not being able to enjoy that experience, like happy, like not, oh, I'm so like, I like, this is not supposed to be a moment where you feel like I don't have any support and like this is not fun. Like, of course parenting is always going to be hard, but there should always be, when you're starting a family, it's like people just don't think about that. They're going into it only thinking about themselves. It's not supposed to be that. So you have to find a partner that's, again, that's not trying to humble you, that's not trying to just like, and that's not trying to just like do things to like to not see you become your best self, or like throw a little wrench in what you have going on and then abandoning you so that you can't get to the next level in your life. Like, because people will do that. So you just have to be aware of that. Like, pick the right partner, pick somebody who has the same values, who has the same morals as you, who understands the family dynamic, and pick somebody who doesn't just look at it as like a, it is what it is, everybody goes through this, get over it type of thing, because that's not the type of person that you want to have a child with. I'm sorry, you just don't. Somebody who just doesn't see the bigger picture, you don't. So you just have to pick that person. I would suggest picking somebody who is very self-aware, somebody who is very conscious, like, and just, they get it. Like, you just have to be with somebody who gets it, because if not, it would change your life tremendously, you guys. Like, my life has changed tremendously from picking the wrong person. Do I regret my daughter? No. But like, it will change your life tremendously, financially, mentally, physically. It will take a toll on you if you don't pick the right person. And it's crazy to say that, but it will. And I think a lot of people know that, but it's just like, you can think that you have that discernment, and then it's just like, you're like, where the heck did I go wrong? And it sucks, but like, for me, my advice is to you guys is just pick someone who is not just going to pick up at the will of a dime and like abandon you and not give a F and just go on and live their best life like nothing. Like, it is just like, your life is like set back and they're just like living. There's like no care in the world. So just pick the right one, or pick the kitties up. Literally. Like, but yeah, that's my advice on that. Those are things that I wish I would have known. That one, of course, was like the biggest eye-opener, so I wanted to chat more about that. But I'll do a separate video on my thoughts on that, picking the right partner, having more discernment, talking about that. I do want to start being more open about that here on this channel. So number 7 is the baby blues is real, baby. The baby blues is real, okay? Baby blues is basically like kind of like postpartum. Like, I feel like I'm going on like almost 3 years since I had my daughter. My daughter will be 3, and I feel like I'm just like year 2, like the beginning of this year, I just now started back feeling like myself. It's like kind of clearing up, but I feel like it's a little bit different from postpartum. It's kind of like postpartum, but it's like where you just don't feel like, just kind of sad, like not sad, but it's like you're just like kind of just like grieving your own life, like, and yeah, like you're trying to just kind of like get your spark back, like your identity back and things like that. Like the baby's blues is really real, and yeah, I'm just now starting to feel like back like myself. There's a lot of like hormonal changes that I didn't even realize that I was going through. Like I said, even like with my energy and stuff like that, and I wasn't really warned about that, and I don't feel like a lot of women get any grace when it comes to that. Like, bro, this is a life-changing experience. Like, I know people normalize this because like, oh, so many women have babies, but I'm like, me experiencing it, coming in as a first-time mom, like, I'm like, this is crazy. This is what women have been dealing with. Like, women deserve the top of the top. Like, if you ever go through this experience, you'll see why women are so angry, like, and so like, you'll see, like, you'll get it. I'm telling you, it takes to have a kid to get it. Like, I learned, I gained so much more wisdom once I became a mom, that it's nuts. But yeah, it's very, very real. So number 8, you become very, very overprotective. I don't give a crap. Before this whole thing of like us seeing like women and children being trafficking, like I'm like very conscious. Like I'm a very conscious and like self-aware person. People would probably try to call me some type of conspiracy theorist, whatever you want to call it. But like I'm very conscious, and I read up on a lot of knowledge, like, and like history, and just like I'm very spiritual, and I'm very aware. Like I already know, you know, like women are being trafficked, women and children, like we're targets. So it's like I'm very overprotective, and I understand how the mind works and how energy works. So I didn't care what people thought about me being overprotective as a mom. Like I know what, like, babies and kids soak up everything. Like, and I want my daughter to be raised a certain way, and I didn't care. I didn't care what people thought. Like there was like an instant mindset shift once I became a mom. It was like some type of motherly instinct. I feel like I already was going to be like that anyways. I already knew, like once I had a kid, I'm like, oh, I already know how I'm going to be. I know how I'm coming. And I was judged for it, but it is what it is. Like I didn't care. Energy is everything. You will probably be judged for it, but it is what it is. People will say, oh, you're so overprotective. I've had my friends tell me before, like even my married friends tell me like how protective they were. Like, it was good to kind of hear like that I wasn't the only one that was like that. Like that's like a normal feeling. Kids learn firsthand through the environment that they're in. And when I grew up, we weren't allowed to watch certain stuff. Like I wasn't allowed to watch like Friday and listen to certain music. Like my dad who raised me didn't play that. So like we didn't get to just do whatever we wanted to do as kids. And like I feel like now in this day and age, like kids get to just listen to whatever they want to, do whatever they want to, cuss. And it's just not me. So I'm the type where you're not watching this, you're not listening to this type of music, certain things, energies, people, like you're not going to be around. If they give off some type of energy, you're not going to be around them. I feel like that's important. Like you don't want your child soaking up certain types of energies. Some people have like bad spirits on them, like literally bad spirits that latch onto them. So I just knew there were going to be certain things that I didn't want my child around. Don't feel bad about that, but just a warning, you will be judged for it. And I was kind of shocked about that, and that's like something I would have wished somebody would have told me, that when you're consciously aware that you'll be judged for it. It's crazy. The world is backwards, but it is what it is. Number 9, you're gonna spend a lot of time cleaning and organizing. I spent a lot, not saying that I'm like a junky person. I'm a very super organized person. Like I can't think straight if my room and things aren't like squeaky clean. I don't want to say OCD, but like I don't play that. Like don't invite nobody over if nothing is clean. I just don't play like that. I'm not saying like I'm just a clean person. I like tidy, neat, and like things to be like in a specific place. Sometimes things can get out of whack. I'm not gonna say my space is always perfect, but for the most part, I like my things to be clean, because if my environment is not clean, my mind is a mess. So sis, you're gonna spend a lot of time cleaning and organizing. I feel like you do it 10 times more when you become a parent. It's crazy, because you're not only cleaning up behind yourself, you're cleaning up behind your child too. So number 10 is mom guilt is real as AF. I have to find ways to balance and work around it. Just having a kid can make you feel very guilty. I'm one of those moms where I'm very much so like a homebody. I don't feel comfortable going out partying, and I don't do all that stuff. Like I focus more so on my work, because even before I had my kid, they'll tell you like I knew I was doing this for something, I just didn't know what. But I very much so am like that. What's that Drake line where he was like working on the weekends like usual? Or like when they say like the shades down. What's the lyric? I don't know. But like I'm that like that rapper that's in the studio and I don't come out the studio. Like that's me. Like I'm like that zoned in. Like I'm always working. Like I'm not really like a party. Like I'm more goal orientated. Like I'm more focused on like goals and like the things that I want out of life. Then I know I'm not missing out on anything. So even now, like when I did like get like my little kind of like going out a little bit, like when she was in the newborn stage, because it's like, I needed that break. But and I felt guilty then going out, and I feel like even now I would feel if I was just to just go out all the time, even though I want to have those mommy moments where I'm enjoying myself and going out. But I feel like if I was doing that all the time, knowing like I am a single mom and I'm not exactly where I want to be and need to be, I just don't feel like that's a priority. So mom guilt would spill in. But mom guilt more so spills in because I even get the mom guilt of like, I work from home. So it's like, even when I'm on my computer a lot and I'm not even away for work, I think it makes me more guilty because I'm here and my daughter wants to play with me. And it's like I feel guilty because I don't stop doing my work to play with her. So the mom guilt gets kind of real. But yeah, like I just have tried to find ways to like stay present. Another thing is like food, like cooking, man. Like figuring out what to like cook and like making her 3 meals a day. Like sometimes I feel guilty when I'm not like pumping out those like those like full like extravagant meals like I see. But I know like it's not gonna be as realistic. Like I'm working on like getting back into like my plant-based meal lifestyle so we can eat healthier. But yeah, that mom guilt it sinks in, boy. I'll tell you, like especially like when I'm not like just always taking my daughter somewhere, or like, you know what I'm saying, like it can really eat you up. So just be aware of that. Mom guilt is real. It's very real. Parenting guilt, whatever you want to call it. And then the last, I'm just gonna give y'all like a little bonus. What I wish I would have known before becoming a mom. I wish I really would have known what women really went through as moms. I feel like we hear people's stories. I feel like I didn't hear enough of women's stories about what they went through. I seen my mom's situation and the things that she went through, but I feel like I wasn't in it. Like I didn't experience it, so I couldn't feel it. Like I can relate more now because I'm in it. I feel like more women need to speak up and tell their stories. This is like a life-changing experience. I'm gonna do another video like this. People don't take this as seriously as they should, and I feel like maybe this is like something that I'm supposed to be doing. Like I was supposed to go through this experience of like being a single mom and like going through everything that I went through to share my experiences and like to give advice and like to help other people. So maybe this is a part of like my purpose and path as well. So I kind of just like, I don't look at it as like I'm going through it. Like I look at it as like I'm supposed to experience this human experience. God is going through this human experience. I'm a vessel, basically. So yeah, but this is a life-changing experience. I wish I would have known how much of like a toll this can take on like motherhood and parenting can take on like your mental, your body, just your entire life. Like in general, like I wish somebody would have told me that. Like I think you hear it, but it's like you literally have to experience it to like really know what women go through. Because people can be like, oh, I would never go through that will never happen to me. And I am here to tell you, if you are one of those people, never say never. So yeah, women just need more grace, more support, man. Like women need more support as moms, and it's just crazy. Like it's crazy. That's all I can say. But I don't want to ever like discourage anybody from becoming a mom, because it's a beautiful, like it can be a very, not just like life-changing experience in a bad way, but it can be a beautiful experience in a good way to help you to become a better woman, like to become a woman that you have like more wisdom. Like I said, you get more wisdom in your life, and like you learn so much, and I feel like it has elevated me and has made me grow so much more. There's parts of my life that have made me grow. I look at my mother different now, so I don't want to say it's like all bad, like, because it's not, because I know there's some people that's like, I would never be a mom, like I would never do it. I see other things, the bad things that women go through. Don't let them lie to you. Like, we're supposed to give life. Like, women are supposed to give life to this world. Like, we are the creators. Like, so don't let people lie to you and be like, never have kids. Like, and you're here to create. Like, you're here to procreate, but with the right people. Like, the people, because this is abundance. This is the gift. This is a gift. This is you giving life is huge. Like, people look at it as like, oh, no, this is huge. So be grateful. If there are some people who can't have children, so like, I'm always grateful that I was able to experience being a mother. But there are things that I wish I was warned about, and there are parts of my situations that I wish would have been different, but all in all, honestly wouldn't trade it for the world. So I love you guys. I hope you guys got something out of this video. If you guys want me to do more videos on just like my experience being a mom, like more tips on being a mom, like how I get through being a single mom, and like being an entrepreneur, like, please let me know in the comments below. I'll leave the comments open. I don't think they let me leave the comments open when Zahara's in the videos because of like community reasons, but for this video it's just me, so I will. And you guys can drop your comments. Share this video to some other moms out there, first time moms. Hopefully this helps some hopefully this helps somebody out. And me and Zahara will see you guys in the next one. Deuces. Bye.